Chris Wallace, Mike Wallace's son, Chris Wallace, who was at Fox News for, 18 years, I think, has started a new streaming show on CNN, meaning, of course, it's only online, but it's worth looking at. And he talked a little bit with the New York Times, reflecting on his decision to leave the Fox sewer after 18 years. And he started out with you talk about understatement. He said, quote, "I just no longer felt comfortable with the programming at Fox," end quote. Well, that's understandable, Chris. It really is. And he uttered those words, apparently, inside the Washington Bureau, when he was being interviewed by the New York Times, inside the Washington Bureau of CNN. And, of course, if you remember, he joined CNN in January after all those years at the Fox sewer. And for those on the left who admired him and those on the right who doubted him, it's a statement that was a long time coming. Seriously. I can remember screeching and hollering and befouling the air with my usual bullshit about what the fuck is Chris Wallace doing at the Fox sewer. I remember thinking that his dad, Mike Wallace, that was a central figure in my interest in news as a kid growing up. Especially when 60 Minutes began. Well, I wasn't a kid when 60 Minutes began. I was a young person, but a young adult. But Mike Wallace was probably the investigative, as far as television is concerned, investigative reporter. And when I started noticing Chris Wallace, I thought, well, okay, he comes from, a good Jewish family. He's going to be an investigative reporter. He's going to do the right thing. He's going to tell the truth. And then he wound up at Fox. Now, the truth is that Wallace was kind of a down-the-middle outlier at Fox. And he used to piss off the Christian fascists in this country because he would contradict the Fox sewers' big stars on that filthy network, like Sean Hannity, like the rest of them. You know who they are. And at the same time, he was also one of the Fox sewers' big defenders. He wouldn't denounce Hannity or Tucker Carlson. I guess he felt that what he did at the Fox sewer was news reporting. What they did was opinion pieces, although I would think Wallace would see it as what it was, out-and-out fascist propaganda, especially from this filthy pig Tucker Carlson. But in December, last December, he issued his final verdict. He said he was done. He declined to renew his contract for Fox News Sunday. And he immediately switched over to CNN. And it starts tonight. Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't. It's on the CNN Plus streaming service. His daily interview show, it's called Who's Talking to Chris Wallace? That's the name of it. It's on CNN Plus. And I think you have to subscribe to that channel. I'm not sure. So, why did Wallace do what he did? Oh, come on. Come on. He said in his first interview with the New York Times about his decision to leave, he said, quote, "I'm fine with opinion, conservative opinion, liberal opinion, but when people start to question the truth, like who won the 2020 election, was January 6th an insurrection, well then, that's unsustainable," end quote. And then he added, quote, "I spent a lot of 2021 looking to see if there was a different place for me to do my job," end quote. Yeah, well, okay. So he said he was eager to describe what attracted him to his new gig on CNN Plus. He said it's a more freewheeling format, streaming TV. Well, of course it is. He said, quote, "I don't have to say, Wolf Blitzer starts right now," at 6:59:59, making the reference there that everything, television is a medium of, radio and television are mediums of time, whereas newspapers and magazines are mediums of space. One of the first things you learn in J school. So that's what he's saying. I don't have to say, Wolf Blitzer starts right now, and be gone 1 second before he has to be gone. And his opportunity, he says, to expand beyond politics. For example, some of these episodes that he's doing have already been recorded. And in some of these early episodes, he discusses space travel with William Shatner. And he also does an interview with the former Disney boss, Bob Iger, about meeting the Pope. And at one point, I can't wait to see this, apparently he sings a duet with Judy Collins? Really? Okay. Anyway, Chris Wallace said he felt a shift at Fox News in the months after Trump lost in 2020. That's a period when Fox ended its 7 p.m. newscast, fired the political editor who helped project a Trump loss in Arizona. He got fired because he told the truth, just like in Putin's Russia. Same thing. And he saw that the network was promoting scum like Tucker Carlson. And he confirmed reports that he was so alarmed by what this pig, Tucker Carlson, this Nazi son of a bitch, his documentary, Patriot Purge, which falsely suggested that the Capitol riot was a false flag operation intended to demonize conservatives, that he, Chris Wallace, complained directly to Fox News management. He said this, quote, "Before, I found it was an environment in which I could do my job at Fox and feel good about my involvement. And since November of 2020, that just became unsustainable, increasingly unsustainable as time went on." Well, okay, that's a little close to weasel words for me, Chris, but okay. And he acknowledged to the Times interviewer that some viewers may wonder why he didn't leave earlier, like me, Mike said, raising his hand furiously. Wallace said this, quote, "Some people might have drawn the line earlier or at a different point. I think Fox has changed over the course of the last year and a half, but I can certainly understand where somebody would say, 'Gee, you were a slow learner, Chris,'" end quote. Well, okay. Gee, you were a slow learner, Chris. No shit, dude. Oh, and by the way, for this little interview at the Times, Fox was invited to comment, and they declined. Oh, there's a surprise. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.